So in terms of the cinematography,
Yes, Callum
does-
Riddell.
what discussions did you have? What did you envision?
So Callum Riddell, angel sent from heaven. Callum Riddell, or as Siri would say, Callum Riddle, the Riddler. He and I storyboarded the entire film, like start to finish, so meticulously.
Did you use a particular app or?
We used a storyboard artist.
Okay.
And we were and it was like many days with that. But before we even went into that process of storyboarding, we had sat there and like worked through most of it, and then sat down with a storyboard artist and somehow got it's actually this very cool document that we now have where it's all just we're sitting there and she's somehow making sense of it, and I kept being like, it's a low shot. She hated these low angles, Julie.
Why did she hate them?
She's just like, oh my god, okay.
Why did you want them?
Because they're tricky to draw. Because okay, so much of this is about people's like microbiome affecting them, and so like that low angle works really nicely for that, where you sort of you feel like they're being sort of listened to from below and all of that. So we did end up with a lot of low angles, and also like when you frame in the ceiling, you sort of feel like people are quite trapped.
Yeah.
And so obviously, there's also an element of people like feeling like they're sort of bigger than their britches and all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, we storyboarded the hell out of this thing, and like with a real like love for visual comedy. And I've got this huge list that I honestly didn't keep. It's enormous as it is, but I didn't even keep up with it because there were too many things. And we have this shorthand of like, oh, that's the whatever. Oh, that's the Psycho shot, and that's the Shining shot, and that's the this and the that, and like the.
So those are your references.
We had all of these different references all the way through, and I've just used 2 horror references, but most of our references were from all over the place. Like there were for sure. I was just looking through the list, and they're all just completely escaping me at the moment. But the Raiders of the Lost Ark shot, like and we're like yes. So we could just like draw on all of these things that we love and throw them into this like magical, beautifully curated soup that then just like hypes up the visual comedy, because people are like, these references are like, oh, I get the tone of this shot. Like I've been here, and they're fiddling with it. Like they've found a way to just like
what kind of
tweak it
comedy, visual comedy.
Well, if you think about, we have a fabulous. One of my favorite things is like because there's a lot of like Shaun of the Dead style comedy in this film. So, for example, we referenced this like in Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End. There's this shtick where it's like jumping over this fence. Like he's always trying to jump over a fence and cooking it, and like the fence goes over. And so we have this lovely like background like fence jumping shot, for example, that's just like this like homage to that. And he's like, when Leo's like jumping over the fence to go and steal a bunch of the herbs and things like that. So there are so many things, and also like there's this shot where Maddie towards the end where it's like really serious and really dark, and they're like trying to figure out what's going on, and we're like, okay, it's like this single on her, and she's just like, can everybody just like be a little bit serious for a second? And then she just like drops out a shot, like her head just like disappears. She just goes out of the shot, and we're just like, that's not serious. She's not being like, she is being serious. It's kind of how our comedy works. It's like you want these people to be living so authentically in this moment and like being serious, and like this crazy shit's happening, but they're normal people. Yeah. Like normal people living this shit, and like they don't think it's silly or outrageous, and they're not acting like clowns. They're like living it authentically, and then like so then you need to go, okay, well, how do we nod to that comedy visually? And it's like, this is a ridiculous situation that they're in. All of this is completely ridiculous, and like their behavior as a result, like we need to find a way to make it be funny while they're not trying to.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? Anyway,
that's my kind of humor.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
So
just
funny.
deadpan. I mean, we've got the forefathers who are utterly like Monty Python type characters, but they like are so there for what they're like completely. It's completely silly when you're looking at it going like this is objectively a very silly thing that's going on, and the film has so much silliness like the whole way through, but it's like at no stage do any of the characters think they're being silly.
Okay.
You know?
Yes. And it's really it sounds like just a comedy.
It's very much a comedy.
In terms of the music score and the
Oh my
sound
gosh.
design, what did you do there?
So, you've just met Julian. Julian, our editor, and I were sort of like working constantly with Lord Fascinator, Johnny. Well, do we call him Lord for shorthand? I just call him Johnny. We'll call him Johnny. But he goes by Lord Fascinator, our composer, who also found a bunch of indie tracks for us. This is an absolute lord. So he did some music supervision, and he's very connected in the music industry, and we just like it was just like I knew that the music was going to make or break this film, like to set the tone again, that tone of going like we don't want to make this sound hokey, we don't want to make it, it's like, you know, you could very easily score it like look at these silly bastards doing all this silly shit. But it's like, no, we want it to like feel like you're freaking like there and all of this crazy shit's going on. And when he sent through this track called Yikes, which is, I'm gonna sing it.
Go for it.
To me, it's the theme of the film. It's that it's like this crazy arpeggio thing, but it's like this bizarre instrument that he's made. Because he came and recorded all of the, like a bunch of kombucha bottles. Like a Peruvian flautist came and blew into all of these kombucha bottles to create the instrument that he then like scored the film with, and also some of the I did some of the ding dongery.
This is such dedication
It
to
was
kombucha.
crazy, like so, like it's in there, and like when you're watching this film, you feel the texture of like of this monster.
Wow.
And like the, you know, like it's just like it's all consuming, which is I think very, very effective. That was Johnny's idea to really bring the kombucha itself into it. But he's just a freak. He's so good. He's so amazing at what he does. And you just kind of like, he would send through these sketches, and I'm just like, a bull. And Julian and I are just like, okay, that's here, that's there, that's blah, blah, blah. And like he just kept nailing it. And then of course we found out that we had a month less than we thought we had to deliver the music. And so over one weekend when Johnny was releasing an EP like in New York, he was like coming home from nightclubs to like finish composing, and we're like sending each other notes. Oh my god, and like getting it done. And I'm like on a family trip with my children.
Oh.
Sorry boys, I can't hang out with you. I am on a computer.
I'm making a film.